This is Christine Porter with the Times News. We are here today with Dr. Lakshmi Kannan, an endocrinologist with Coordinated Health and Lehigh Valley Health Network. Today's topic is keeping a healthy diet during times of stress.
Our body is very sensitive to stress, be it emotional or physical. And the response to stress inherently is looking for pleasurable activities. Then your body's craving something positive. And food really gives you that positive feedback, but it's not necessarily healthy. So if you're not mindful, your involuntary brain's going to take over and you're going to crave that pleasure. So it's very important to keep control over those emotions and try to replace food with other pleasurable activities, especially during these times of stress where you're homebound and food's available in plenty. Stress has a great neuronal and hormonal response within our body, and it definitely impacts hunger. And the way it impacts could be both ways. So, some people have no appetite when they're sad, when they're angry. On the other hand, some people resort to food to get the comfort they need. In general, for health and for weight maintenance, you want to get in the habit of intuitive eating. So, eating in response to your internal needs and not as a habit, not because it's the time of the day or because it's a social gathering and food's available. If you can respond to your hunger cues, realize when you're full, stay away from these addictive quote unquote foods that are going to go beyond these hunger signals. That's going to give you a healthy habit for life.
What types of food are addictive?
There are certain foods that are preferably avoided, especially during times of stress, again, because they're highly palatable, they're tasty, and they have addictive potential. So, exactly the pleasure effect your brain's craving during that stressful period. So, things to avoid would be extremely salty foods or sweet foods, processed sugar, fried foods. These have a chemical effect on your brain, especially on the appetite center, and they ask for more. So now we're getting out of the physiology of true hunger and appetite and moving into cravings and pleasure and eating for other purposes.
What should we eat?
Low fat, whole grain based foods would be great options. Colorful, natural foods. So I'm not talking about dyes, I'm talking about fresh produce. So the more colorful the food, the more nutrient dense it is. So again, examples would be granola bars, it could be carrots, it could be a bag full of fresh berries. So these are good options to go for. Now that you have a lot of time in your hand within the house, you want to plan your meals. And the earlier you feed your body in the day, the better it is for weight maintenance. So if you can start off with a good breakfast that has good carbs, whole grains, that's what I mean, with a ton of protein, and a light lunch and a very light early dinner, that would be a great roadmap for weight maintenance. Our body has a sleep wake cycle, and that applies even to the internal hormones. Food has different effects on our body depending on the time of the day. So, putting these two factors together, there is a time factor when it comes to weight loss. If you can eat an early dinner, which is 4 hours before bedtime, food takes 4 hours to empty out of your stomach on an average. So if you can go to bed on an empty stomach, that is best. So a ballpark time would be don't eat after 5. Snacks are healthy if they're high in protein and fiber. So they should be nutrient dense and not energy dense. So examples would be nuts, low fat yogurt, cheese, if you like fresh veggies and fruits with a dip. When you're deciding to get takeout food or fast food, look for words such as grilled, baked as opposed to fried. Try to pay attention if they have their calorie count laid out or their macronutrient composition laid out. You want to aim for low fat, low processed starch foods, and you want to be mindful of the portion size. If you're going to get a meal from outside, if you're not aware of what's actually in there, that meal could be 1,000 calories, a single serving, or it could be as few as 200 calories. So it definitely depends on what's gone in there. So you want to ask questions.
What should you do instead of eating?
Could be a hobby. Do you like to walk? Do you like to draw? Are you artistic? Do you like to read? make use of the downtime to improve and learn new things. Anything that you can do for a length of time and enjoy.
Thank you to everyone for joining us at home. And for more health tips during the COVID-19 pandemic, please visit the Lehigh Valley Health Network news blog at news.lvhn.org.